One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet who millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
I love you. I love you. I love you. God bless you.
Wow, that was, I don't know if you guys have seen that video that was made of Erica Kirk saying, basically, actually she was welcoming his body back to Phoenix. That was just incredibly touching, incredibly touching. Today's a different kind of a day. I've got a whole bunch to share with you, and in the midst of everything that's been going on, and yesterday I kind of dovetailed with this, and it was beginning to tell you it's a new day. It is a new day. We are absolutely winning. At this point, it's a weekend. Enjoy your life. Keep that fire in your belly. And I put up a poll because I know most of you have seen this video with Erica from last night. But I want you to just listen. I'm not going to interrupt it like I usually do and I say, listen here. So I'm going to tell you right now, there's one point that I'll probably interrupt. One point. Because I personally, after hearing this speech last night, realized they're screwed. The opponents, the adversaries, the demonic ones, they're done. They are doesn't mean they're going to stop fighting. I don't want to say that whatsoever. But at this point, what is happening, not just in America, but worldwide, this thing has become something so big, I don't think anyone who had their right mind about talking bad about President Trump and MAGA, and they could never have even imagined what they have unleashed. Notice what you're probably noticing, very quiet right now, because I'm pretty sure they don't have any idea how to respond. None. And as we've seen, there's no leaders to help them. Hey, listen, here's the messaging. Nothing is going to work. It's over. There's only one thing they could do, but even then, we would all laugh at them. They would have to come out, some of them, like maybe Amy Klobuchar yesterday, saying violence isn't the answer, isn't going to be enough. What they're going to have to do to save themselves, just to save themselves, not win, just to have any relevance at all, because as of today, they have no relevance. Just to be able to even talk to people, they are going to have to completely allocate and lay prone to us. They are going to have to tell the world, we were wrong. We should not have said Hitler, Nazis, fascist. We should not have said any of that. These are humans, and we have a different ideology, but they are still humans, and we need to come from a different perspective. But after you guys stop laughing, because you're like, they ain't never going to do that, that's why I say they're done. Because they will never allocate. They will never capitulate. They will never admit, wow, we really screwed the pooch on this one. Nope, they can't. They've gone so far over the edge in so many different ways. Not just this one way, which was probably the ultimate bad thing to do, but they've gone over the edge in so many different aspects, they can't pull it back. They can't say, oh, misinformation and disinformation was just a ruse. Nope, they can't say that. They can't say forcing you to, get jabbed was wrong. Nope, they can't say it. It's become a religion for them. They can't say racist is just, it's here, but it doesn't really overwhelm anybody. It's not systemic. Nope, they can't say it. They can't say any of the stuff that they have thrust upon people for so many years now. They can't pull it back. And it must be at this point very disconcerting to them to think they've put so much effort into this, and now I don't know what they do. Frankly, I don't care. I hope you no longer care. Excuse me. I hope you understand at this point, one of the things you can actually enjoy is their irrelevance. Nobody cares what these people have to say. Nobody is buying their crap anymore. Well, I shouldn't say nobody, because there is a legion of them, as we just saw, who've been brainwashed and thought that this is the right thing to do. Doctors, teachers, professionals, media, they all went all in on this stuff. All the crazy stuff, which I'm going to show you. And now they're paying the price which they never thought they would have to pay. Imagine you're one of these butt crazy liberals. And to you, it's still Tuesday. To you, it's the day before what happened to Charlie Kirk happened. You didn't realize things have changed. That's why you're seeing the craziness on X. Oh, yeah, that Charlie Kirk guy, yeah, he's a effing this and that. But the problem for them is they woke up on Thursday. And on Thursday, their world has changed. Everyone's world has changed. Wait, where's my post? I can't get on. I've been fired. I've been deleted. I've been canceled. That's not supposed to happen to us. We are the left. We are the ones who cancel. Not anymore. Not anymore. This is Saturday. Your fun ended on Tuesday and Wednesday. Now you're finding out what it really means when you have to watch what you say. I live under the auspices of that. There are certain things I can't talk about still. Things are hopefully changing for the better. They have to be. And with what we're seeing, I don't think we're going to see any more Cracker Barrel stories. I don't think we're going to see any more Dylan Mulvaney stuff. I think right now across the country, if not the world, inside of boardrooms, people are like, oh crap, what do we do? We had this marketing plan ready to roll out with Sally turns Jimmy and Jimmy turns into Sally, and we have Snippers and we're going to eat it. Nope. Better change that tomorrow. Better be running into the ad agency and go, hold on, cut the commercials. We can't run that. It's a different world. I can't wait to see what happens one day. Can't wait. Because it changed in an instant. You would have never thought you would ever wake up and start seeing people getting fired. You would have never woken up and thought to yourself, how is this happening? Because it's too big. When President Trump was campaigning and he said, make it too big to rig, he did. But now that looks small. This is bigger. It really is. You see, President Trump, after getting elected, still had to fight the machine. There were still people, as you saw, judges and everybody else, sinister, doing evil things. And now, one by one, it's changing. Because of you. Don't stop. You're winning. If anything, today on College Football Saturday, I want to tell you and pump you up. You're winning. You don't stop. You keep going. Keep pushing. That's why it's a good day. That's why it's a very good day. Because this was not for naught. We are winning. We haven't won, but we are definitely winning. We just have to keep piling it on. Just keep going. And so today, of all days, a story broke, which I have to be very delicate in talking about it here, because you know why. But the breaking news is that the person who pulled the trigger, you have to bear with me with my analogies here because I have to. The person that pulled the trigger happened to be dating a transformer. Let that sink in. Because what that means to people who speak English is he was gay. Okay? Not that there's anything wrong with that, okay? But, again, don't jump on that train. Whatever you do, pump the brakes, watch, listen. Because when you see the article, it was on, New York Post had posted it, and also a couple other people have posted it. There's a word in there. And it's basically based on anonymous sources. Nobody has come out in a press conference and has said, hey, listen, he was dating a transformer, and the transformer has given us all kinds of information. Governor, police department, FBI, nope, it's unnamed sources. And whenever I see unnamed sources, I realize, don't do it. Don't run with it yet. I know it's very tempting. I know it feeds you. It feeds you because that's what you want to hear. I knew it, is the breaking news. But then you realize it wasn't breaking news because you expected it. So if you expected it, did somebody just feed it out there for us because we expected to see it? I am going to wait. I am not going to be a victim of confirmation bias because I believe that it could be, and now somebody says it is. It's a confirmation bias type of story. I'm just warning you. Let it flesh out. Don't jump immediately. Sort of like everybody who was jumping about the hand signals and everything else. And I'm like, stop. Those would have been the first people they investigated. Let it go. Wait. Enjoy the stuff that you find to be true. Enjoy the stuff that's happening that you can confirm and see with your actual eyes to know what's going on. And with everything else, listen to what his wife had to say, because she's giving you a big clue as to where this is going. This is Erica Kirk.
Jesus. Fill this room. Good evening. My name is Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. I first want to thank the local, state, and federal law enforcement who worked tirelessly to capture my husband's assassin so that he can be brought to justice. I want to thank the first responders who struggled heroically to save Charles's life, and the police who acted bravely to make sure that there were no other victims on that terrible afternoon. I want to thank the officers who have protected our Turning Point USA family these past 2 days. And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board, the COO, Justin Strife, and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy, for all their work in these terrible days to be the stability for our family and for the wider Turning Point USA family as well. My heart is with every one of my husband's employees who lost a friend and a mentor. I want to thank the staffers of his amazing Charlie Kirk show, who helped him broadcast from this studio, this chair. Every day he loved it. He loved what he did. I want to thank the millions of people who have shown their love for Charlie here in Phoenix, across America, and worldwide. I want to thank my husband's dear friend, Vice President Vance, and his phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support. You guys honored my husband so well bringing him home. Both are tremendous. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr. President, my husband loved you. And he knew that you loved him too. He did. Your friendship was amazing. You supported him so well, as did he for you. 2 days ago, my husband, Charlie, went to see the face of his Savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. And one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God. He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. Want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they play on Saturday. So go Ducks. But most of all, Charlie loved his children. And he loved me with all of his heart. And I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? Every day. Every day. He was such a good man. He still is a good man. He was the perfect father. He was the perfect husband. Charlie always believed that God's design for marriage and the family was absolutely amazing, and it is. It is, and it was the greatest joy of his life. And over, he would tell all these young people to come and find their future spouse, become wives and husbands and parents. And the reason why is because he wanted you all to experience what he had and still has. He wanted everyone to bring heaven into this earth through love and joy that comes from raising a family. It's beautiful. Charlie always said that if he ever ran for office, I know a lot of you asked if he ever was going to, but privately he told me if he ever did run for office that his top priority would be to revive the American family. That was his priority. One of Charlie's favorite Bible verses was Ephesians 5, verse 25. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. My husband laid down his life for me, for our nation, for our children. He showed the ultimate and true covenantal love. I will never, ever have the words to describe the loss that I feel in my heart. I honestly have no idea what any of this means. I know that God does, but I don't. But Charlie, baby, I know you do too. I know you do. So does our Lord. And our world is filled with evil. But our God, you guys, our God is so good. He's so incredibly good. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. Already I have seen the worldwide outpouring of love for my husband. I've heard the testimonies from people my husband inspired to get married, to start families, to seek out a relationship with God. It's the most important one of all. The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea.
Yeah.
You have
Oh, yeah. That was the line. In her short 15-minute speech, that was the line. I don't know if she had acting lessons, but oh my God, she pivoted from sorrow to looking in the camera, and I wanted to zoom in on it. You have no idea, none, what is about to happen. So as many of you are crying and listen to this again, I want you to take from this woman's inner strength, her God-given inner strength, and realize they have no idea what they've unleashed. And you are a part of what they've unleashed. And you have to continue to say, I'm all in. Let's effing go. Wherever you were on the sidelines before, if you were in the bleachers, it's time to storm the field. And like she just said, you have no, you should actually put that in tweets. You have no idea what's coming. Let them know. This is not going to go away. This woman's sorrow is all of us. And we're turning that sorrow into strength. because they have no idea what they've done.
No idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country and this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
Come on.
To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it. It will become stronger, bolder, louder, and greater than ever. My husband's mission will not end, not even for a moment. And one of Charlie's greatest talents was his ability, this phenomenal ability to choose great people to follow him. He could always find the ones who could handle any setback. And it's almost like he knew. He could see it in you. Even when you couldn't see it in yourself, he just knew. He knew you could handle it. You thought you only had 5% left, and he knew you had 15. He knew you were ready to go that extra mile even when you didn't. He always challenged people around him to work harder and to be better. He never gave up. And I love knowing that one of his mottos was never surrender. So I want to tell you that we'll never surrender. We never will. Ever. Ever. Our campus tour this fall will continue. There will be even more tours in the years to come. America Fest here in Phoenix this December will go on. It will be greater than ever. The radio and podcast show that he was so proud of will go on. And in a world filled with chaos, doubt, and uncertainty, my husband's voice will remain. And it will ring out louder and more clearly than ever. And his wisdom will endure. My favorite too, but my husband's favorite word in the English language was earn. He would call all of you to be people of action who earn the future America deserves. So to all of the young people who felt inspired by my husband's faith and hard work, all of you already know what Charlie would want you to do. You know. You know. If you're in high school or if you're in college, go find your local Turning Point USA chapter. Join it. Stay involved. He wants you to make a difference. And you can. You can. The movement's not going anywhere, and it will only grow stronger when you join it. If there isn't a chapter, you can't find one, then start one. There is no excuse. You can start one. And as my husband used to say in this room, every single day, if you want to get involved, the best way you can do that is going to tpusa.com. That's what he would say every day from this chair. Every single day. I watched his show every day, and he would always say, if you want to get involved, go to tpusa.com. If you're a pastor, join our movement at TPUSA Faith. And if you're a parent, I highly recommend that you come to America Fest in December. Sign up right now for that because we would love to see you. I would love to see you. Charlie would. He'll be there. He'll be there in spirit. Bring your kids, bring your family. But most important of all, if you aren't a member of a church, I beg you to join one. A Bible-believing church. Our battle is not simply a political one. Above all, it is spiritual. It is spiritual. The spiritual warfare is palpable. Charlie loved his Savior with all of his heart, and he wanted every one of you to know him too. He wanted everyone to know that if they confess the Lord Jesus Christ who rose from the dead, then they will be saved. Hear me when I say this, nobody is ever too young to know the gospel. Nobody. Nobody is ever too young to get involved with saving this beautiful country, this country my husband loved and still loves. And nobody is ever too old either. There's no age limit. I know my husband is still here. He's watching over us. I don't remember the last time I slept. I couldn't sleep last night. And Charlie, baby. Charlie, I promise I will never let your legacy die, baby. I won't. I promise I'll make Turning Point USA the biggest thing that this nation has ever seen. I promise. Charlie, I love you. I love you, baby. Rest in the arms of our Lord as he blankets you with the words I know your heart always strived to hear. Well done, my good and faithful servant. When I got home last night, Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms. And I talked to her and she said, Mommy, I missed you. I said, I miss you too, baby. She goes, where's Daddy? What do you tell a 3-year-old? She's 3. I said, baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget. And my goodness, am I so humbled to witness, Charlie, you alongside Jesus right now, doing what you always want to do, baby. Making heaven crowded, right? That's what it's all about. Making heaven crowded. I can't wait to see you again one day. Thank you all again who love my husband, who supported him, who wrote him an email every single day during his radio show. He read all of them. All of them. God bless you all. And may God bless America.
It was interesting. If you guys saw, there was a chat that went through the automated thing and got posted. And the guy, whoever it was, said, oh, this isn't grief, this is fundraising. And I had a chance before the camera turned over to find that person and get rid of them. Cast them aside. Because trolls are irrelevant. The Democrats are irrelevant. Liberals are irrelevant. I am not going to give you this much harbor. And I'm pretty sure SV and the other mods are going to do the same thing. We don't care what you have to say. We don't care what you think. Oh, Barry, but it's free speech. Well, go peddle your freedom someplace else. It's done. We're done with you. We got nothing to do with you. We have a serious thing. I can't say the word. We have a serious thing we have to win here, and we're going to continue winning. And if I have to do anything I can to help, I mean, they don't need my little corner of the world, but I am going to pump them up. If she has the strength to say, we're still going, let me show you how strong they are. This was posted just a little while ago. Turning Point USA has just announced a massive event celebrating the life of Charlie Kirk at State Farm Stadium. It's where I think the Cardinals play there in Glendale, Arizona. The stadium holds over 60,000 people. Sunday, September 21st. Doors open at 8 a.m. Program starts at 11. Hope to see you there. And obviously, we will be broadcasting it if we get a feed. And it's just the beginning. From what I understand, also, they have had thousands of people apply to open chapters at different schools and around the country. The Democrats are worried. You have them on the run right now. Don't give any of these people any harbor. Keep going. Keep pushing. It's absolutely nuts. General Michael Flynn said this. It's something worth checking out. He has a stark warning to America, and it's really long, and I urge you guys to go check it out on your own. I won't spend the entire time going through this, but it says, I've been warning America for more than a decade, in uniform and out of uniform, about the rise of that stuff over there and Marxism and an holy alliance that doesn't accept any form of God at its very core. I've been consistently standing up against these dangerous ideas and have been persecuted for speaking truth to power. I had the distinct honor of being fired by not one but two presidents, one because he couldn't handle the truth, Obama, and the other who was told a lie by those Judases around him, those Judases who still exist today. However, this short missive is not about me, it's about America's future. We are in an existential arc of U.S. history, and we must act. Our leaders, starting with Trump, must fight through the noise of those advising him that this is about political differences between a two-party system. It's not. It's far from it. Large swaths of our government have been taken over by radicalized groups like a cancer takes over the human body and eventually destroys it. It is vastly deeper than most realize. It goes from the federal government all the way down to the local levels. Consider the takeover of our local school boards, for instance. And you guys can read the rest of this. The part I want you to understand is the part where he said it has taken over your body, the body of America, like a cancer. And when you realize that, hopefully you accept that to be the case, then you realize also that there's nothing you want to do with cancer other than to get it out of your body. You know, I'm okay with a little bit of cancer, said nobody ever. Oh, you know, this cancer, it's only going to take my lungs, but the rest of my ears, no. You want cancer eradicated. That's pretty much what he says in this post. Once you realize how bad the tumor is, there's no having a little bit of a tumor. You want it gone. And that's what he's saying right there. And I think people are realizing it and woke up Wednesday and Thursday and today and went, yeah, this is bad. We need to stop this right now. If it is confirmed that indeed he had the same affliction as the other people, then you know it's getting much worse. I put up a meme earlier. Let me paraphrase it. And it's like somebody had posted from some psychiatrist that said Transformer stuff is a mental illness that its only cure, they say, is for us to accept said mental illness, when that cannot be true. We have sat back idly and just, I won't say idly. We have sat back, some of us in anger, some of us in defiance, but it's been thrust upon you. All this stuff that you knew wasn't correct, but you couldn't talk about it. Over and over and over. And now, for some reason, God opened the doors or whatever, but the pendulum has swung. And it has swung hard, and these people don't know what to do at this point. Will Chamberlain said this: the big switch that flipped on Wednesday is that Republican voters have now transformed from the tolerant majority into the intolerant one. We're not going to take it anymore. Sorry, it's done. We don't want to listen. We're not going to play your silly games anymore. You want to play cosplay and say who you are and stuff? That's fine. That's up to you. We're done with it. And I hope you're done with it. Mark Halperin, I wanted to share this with you. Mark Halperin, if you don't know who Mark Halperin is, he was a liberal media person. He was on MSNBC. Excuse me. And he has since he got kicked off MSNBC, and now he has his own podcast. He said this: I got an email I just got from a very smart person who is now smarter, unfortunately because of what happened to Charlie Kirk. I used to think that Trump derangement syndrome as just people losing their minds about him specifically and knee-jerk hating everything he said or did or enacted. But I now realize that Trump derangement syndrome has made people lose their ability to tell the difference between right and wrong. People even on, I won't say the left, people who are Democrats or independents are now waking up and going, there's something wrong here. Not because it's political, there's something wrong. And once you can actually identify that, yeah, something is wrong, not political, not a difference in ideology, something is wrong. Once we get people to say that and understand what you're saying, was this wrong? Yeah, it was wrong. All right, so now that you get them into position where they can accept something is wrong, then it's no longer Democrat and Republican. The veil comes off of people's scales, and they start realizing we've been lied to. We've been bamboozled. We've been hoodwinked. Not us. We knew this stuff was crazy. But they're starting to realize this is nuts. And it's up to you to continue to talk about it and let them know we're not going to take it anymore. Done with it. After the break here, I'm going to show you a bunch of people who no longer are taking it. And we can talk about that as well. What number I got to get to here? Hold on. Because it's amazing what is happening around the world. So after this break, I will go ahead and take some of your comments, and then we'll go from there. Where is it? Is it this one? Yeah. Okay. Be right back. Let me talk to you today about today's show sponsor, and it's Krill Antarctic Oil. I talk a lot to you guys about being proactive, skating where the puck is going to be, whether it's about your finances, your career, or your health. And when it comes to your health, one of the smartest moves you can make, especially as we all get older, is protecting your heart, your brain, and for me especially, my joints. That's why I've added Native Path Krill Oil to my daily routine. Now you might be wondering, what in the heck is krill oil, and what's the difference between krill oil and other omega-3s like fish oil? Well, krill oil is not like regular fish oil. Native Path Krill Oil is sourced from pristine Antarctic waters. No microplastics, away from the heavy metals and toxins, all that stuff that you want to avoid. It's packed with powerful omega-3s in phospholipid form, which means your body actually absorbs them even better and up to 2 times more efficiently than normal typical fish oil you buy at the supermarket. But here's the kicker. Krill oil contains natural asafoethan, hope I said that correctly, which is one of nature's strongest antioxidants to help fight free radical damage, support brain clarity, and promote healthy aging. That is a powerful antioxidant that potentially neutralizes all those free radicals and it reduces oxidative stress. Basically, it gives you more energy and it gives you better joint pain or lessens your joint pain. It's been shown to be significantly more potent than any other antioxidants like vitamin C and vitamin E, which I'm not saying don't take your vitamin C. You should continue taking vitamin C. Research suggests krill oil may offer several benefits, including to your joints. It may reduce inflammation and improve joint pain. I can attest to that. It may support cardiovascular health by improving blood flow and reducing oxidative stress. It also may improve your memory and your cognitive performance. And it also may help your eyes and may improve visual fatigue. I can tell you from staring at lights and cameras and monitors, yes, you do get lots of eye fatigue. And especially it would help against age-related macular degeneration. skin health. It may help protect against UV damage here in the summertime. Here in South Florida, we get a ton of sun, and it reduces the sign of aging, like wrinkles. Other potential benefits may also help with liver health, exercise, performance, and your metabolic health. The science is clear. So if you want to support your heart, your joints, and your brain and do it with a clean, highly absorbable source, go to this website right there, getkrill.com/Barry, and grab your krill oil for up to 66% off plus free shipping. That site again is getkrill.com/Barry. All right, so I was telling you about how so many new applications. SV just sent me something, I can share it to you. It says, since Erica spoke last night, there have been 18,000 new Turning Point USA chapter requests. 18,000. Matt from TPUSA says we have 18,000 new chapter requests since Erica spoke. We had 9,000 college chapters and 1,100 high school chapters prior to this. This is the turning point. As somebody here said, like 1,000 chapter applications per hour. There's no way that they are prepared for this, because the colleges and it has been their bastion of indoctrination. And now we're seeing 18,000 in the first couple days that want to start TPUSA chapters. They're in big trouble. Now, wanted to let you know, before that, I said I would take some comments. Let's see what you guys have to say. Oh, hey, Beth, thank you. That's the website, TPUSA. We need to go after the head of the snake. Yep, I believe that's coming. 18,000, that is incredible. I mean, just think about all those kids. What else here? Everyone's like, yeah, it's not mental health, it's demons in your body and your heart. Exactly. Let's see, what's this? Beth said there's a petition. It's called the Enact the Charlie Kirk Act to restore media accountability. Teresa's like, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. When George Floyd died, the left burned cities, looted business. With Charlie's death, the right acted, got together. See the difference? Absolutely. That is exactly the difference. And again, my message to you guys is just to keep understanding you are indeed winning. So let me dig into some of this winning for you, which they're not used to. Understand, we were the ones who got canceled. We were the ones who were considered, can't hear from them, censor them, turn them off. Now it's like, uh-oh, what's going on? And it's happening so fast, it's got to be freaking them to F out. This by NBC News. Following the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk this week, educators across the country have found themselves facing swift termination or potential discipline after sharing opinions on social media about the killing. Oh, it's just sharing of opinions. That's what NBC tries to say. They're just sharing opinions. Why are they getting fired? It's not working, NBC. You need to stop. I mean, you really need to stop and smell the roses. You're embarrassing yourself right now. It's just social media. Why are they getting fired? Did you say that 5 years ago when we were sharing our opinions? When we were saying we don't believe in this? And we don't like what doing. No, we were just sharing our stories, our opinions. Now you're worried. It has swung. Ball State University. Let me just show you a couple of these. The administration of Ball State University is aware of social media posts by 2 university employees. Both posts were on the employees' personal accounts, and they do not reflect the culture on campus. However, the administration is gathering additional information about the posts in order to determine what discipline, if any, is appropriate and permissible under the First Amendment to the Constitution. And what's happening now is when you see people like this, when you see somewhat ambivalent communication, what I have been witnessing is this is like the first thing they put up. Hey, we're checking it out. But I don't think Ball State has got 1.3 million views since they've ever had a social media profile. And people are coming right here and says, we don't care about your investigation. Fire them. Fire them. And so right away, what I've been seeing is people see the storm hitting, and they're like, okay, you're fired. you got to go. So Ball State, yeah, you're on the clock. This is NFL weekend, NFL and college football. Joe Burrow, in case you don't know who Joe Burrow is, Joe Burrow was the quarterback at LSU. He now plays for the Cincinnati Bengals, and this is one of his charity. And he goes, statement on behalf of the Joe Burrow Foundation, we remain committed to accountability and respect for all. The Joe Burrow Foundation was founded on the belief that everyone has the responsibility to do good. We have terminated an advisory board member that made inappropriate remarks in light of recent events, and they are no longer associated with the foundation. Their comments do not reflect our values or mission. It's happening. The reason I'm showing this to you is I could literally do a show and spend 3 hours doing nothing but showing you this kind of stuff. They're freaking out. They've never seen I've never seen anything like this. Have you? Nope, me neither. Ryan Fournier. Love this one. Delta has suspended the employees in question who celebrated the death of Charlie Kirk. Nope, that's not going to be enough. You know what you need to do? You know, when you see that kind of stuff, hey, we suspend. Oh, no. They got to go. They got to go. Let them know. Let Delta know. What's this one? Riverside Walter Reed Hospital in Virginia confirms that the Miami anesthesiologist Tatiana Hatkins has been fired. Early yesterday morning, Thursday, the day after, we became aware of a social media post made by an individual contracted through North American Partners, yada yada. We took prompt action, and by mid-morning on September 11th, her contract was terminated. I love the part where they say, swift. We didn't waste any time. We got rid of them. Okay, don't add us anymore. It simply is amazing. Eric Adams fired an employee up in New York for calling the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk karma. You're done. Just keep them coming. Eric Doherty, what you got for me? Marine Jacoby Williamson fired after celebrating by saying another racist pop. The FAFO train is in full steam ahead. Next one. Breaking. Phoenix sports writer Gerald Bourget has been fired for his comments about Charlie Kirk. Man, we're going to see a lot of American jobs available real soon here. These people are now freaking. Wait a second. Tuesday I could say this kind of stuff. What happened? See, this is what they're used to. Their world changed on Wednesday. What do you mean? I can't say bad stuff about Nazis and fascists anymore? No, not work here. Nah, we're not gonna let you do that anymore. Breaking. GTCC professor Lisa Greenlee of Greensboro, North Carolina, has been fired after recorded telling students, "I'll praise him. He had good aim." No, you can do what you want. You just can't do it here, honey. Sean Duffy, our Secretary of Transportation. American Airlines pilots who were caught celebrating the assassination have been immediately grounded and removed from service by American Air. Their behavior is disgusting, and they should be fired. And, wait, American Airlines, here's their statement about it. We condemn violence of any kind. Furthermore, hate-related or hostile behavior runs contrary to our purpose. Bada, bada, bada. We're sorry. Keep buying the tickets. Keep flying American. Yeah, and what's this one? One more. Okay, I'm going to... You get the point. I could really do this all day long. It's working. Keep it going. You guys have the power now. And you have the power in huge numbers. It's not just you, not just me or a couple. You have millions of people out there who are screaming from the top of their lungs with a keyboard saying, we're mad as hell and we're not taking it anymore. And you're done. We're done with you. And it's happening.
Charlie! 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 Charlie!
Charlie Kirk, right? Please. Charlie! certainly...
It's worldwide. Look at this one. Charlie Kirk had, this is from SV, thank you SV, 1.7 million followers on Instagram before his death. As of now, he has over 11 million followers. 10 million new followers just on Instagram. They created an army of Charlie Kirks. We are all Charlie. I'm telling you, the stuff that I've been seeing, I know I live on social media, so you guys don't have to, but it's absolutely nuts. Gunther put this up. The impact of Charlie Kirk. College campuses were historically dark blue, but they shifted hard towards Trump in 2024. It's going to keep happening. The reason why I'm showing you all this stuff is for one reason, to let you know this is so new to so many people that winning like this is, they're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Is this real? Yes, this is real. And that's why it's like all of the conspiracy theory stuff that some of it will come true, doesn't really matter right now. Let those people do their investigations. I don't want to see anymore. I don't believe this is happening. I don't trust what you can trust. If you don't trust that you're getting the right information from the FBI, you don't trust this, trust what you can trust. All of this is actually happening. Love this one. Lucius Q Barbecue has severed ties with the co-owner. Wait a minute. How do you get fired from your own business? That's like Robin coming in here and telling me you're fired. Give me the microphone. I'm going to take over. He got fired from his own business. The other owner said, bye. Imagine that. You invested all this money. You put everything together. You made some great barbecue sauce. And the other guys came in and go, you're out, Tom. Go away. Love it. What you just saw in some of the video was what's going on overseas.
It's going to be seen in our lifetime. To Charlie's family, we all pray for you. And we hope we honour his life. And you'll know when the minute's up. Because the bagpipes will play. I'll tell you when. I'll tell you.
What did you notice about the people in England? If you watched that video and you watched as they panned the crowd, something should have jumped off the film, the video, out of your screen to you. Well, what jumped out at me was, first, there were two things. One, the unbelievable diversity of that crowd. Number two, the age grouping. Charlie has made his name working with college kids and the youth. And we're watching that video, and we're like, wait a second. I was watching with Robin, like, those are older people. This thing has taken. It was if I could have called up Erica Kirk and said, when you're writing your speech, do me a favor. I know you guys concentrate on college kids and you want to open chapters. You got to find some way to open chapters for us old people. You got we want to get involved. TP Oldies or something. TP Boomers USA, because this is no longer a collegiate movement. This thing is way bigger than it was Tuesday. Tuesday, they were talking to college kids across the campus. Now they're seeing people way out of college who aren't on college campuses, who are older, going, we are Charlie Kirk. I don't think they realized that at that point. Like, wait a second. What are we going to do about the older people? What are we going to do about the people who aren't in college? My grandson and his friends were devastated over Charlie Kirk. They're not even in college. I don't know if their high school has a chapter. This is so big. We've never seen anything like that in our lifetime. And now, because of social media and because of the ability to spread the messaging, this has turned into a tidal wave of epic proportions. Epic proportions.
Comunità politica che è spesso stata accusata ingiustamente di diffondere odio, che è stata accusata, guarda un po'.
I'm sorry, my bad. This is Giorgia Meloni, the Prime Minister or President of Italy. I think Prime Minister. So this is a world leader.
Dagli stessi che oggi tacciono, minimizzano o addirittura giustificano o festeggiano l'omicidio premeditato, intenzionale, a sangue freddo di un ragazzo di 31 anni che aveva la colpa di difendere con coraggio le sue idee. Semplicemente si sedeva in pubblico e consentiva a chiunque di sfidarlo in un dibattito su qualsiasi tema, perché era convinto delle sue idee. Lo faceva con il sorriso sulle labbra, lo faceva con rispetto, faceva paura per questo, perché quando non hai argomenti, temi chi ne ha. Io l'ho visto accadere molte volte. A chi non ha argomenti rimane solamente l'arma della criminalizzazione, l'arma dell'ingiuria, l'arma dell'impresentabilità dell'avversario, l'arma della violenza, che inizia sempre come violenza verbale, ma qualche volta diventa anche violenza fisica. Lo dico anche perché in questi giorni ho letto molti commenti disumani sulla morte di Charlie Kirk e ne ho letti altri spaventosi.
Hey everybody.
All right, so that was Giorgia Meloni, worldwide. And I love the point that she made, because when people cannot debate, when you cannot have discourse, when you're unable to substantiate what you feel, then you realize you're talking to somebody with no facts and only emotion. Hey, so why do you think these people should be able to play this sport with the other people? And there's no factoid. It's complete emotion. Why should you be able to have these dance parties in kindergarten classes? They don't have any substantiation. And as Georgia said, you meet that kind of person with violence because you can't stand toe-to-toe and debate. I've never seen anybody who's done what he does. They just go out there and sit in a chair. What you got? I got a question? Let's go. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's exchange ideas. And some of these kids would go in there completely effed and scream at him, and he would just smile and ask them a question or say something. And they couldn't take it. They had no foundation. And he must have realized after doing so many of these things that these people have no foundation. They're used to trolling. Trolling has become a sport for them. Trolling has become communication for them because they can't communicate on your level. So when you ask somebody a question and they call you an effing Nazi or a fascist or maggot, or they're saying, I don't have any way to converse with you. I am not armed enough to understand intellectually how to come back with a retort. I am deficient in language. So I'm going to lie and troll because there's nothing else I can say. And at this point, they've been exposed as having nothing to say. There's nothing positive they can possibly say. And everybody can now see it. And when you can't say anything, you hope to make the other person shut up permanently, which is what they did on Wednesday. But what they didn't realize is that they spawned in a completely enlarged group of people who are not going to sit back and let you allow you to tell us to shut up. We are going to keep talking. We are going to keep pushing. We're going to get you fired. We're going to make your lives miserable. Not because we want you to be a miserable person, but because the foundation of what you believe has misery attached to it. There is no happiness, there is no glory with what you believe. And you will never be happy, you will never find glory, because the foundational aspect of what you believe is false. And now you're finding out it's false and you can't take it. And it's gone on for so long that they've propped these people up on paper stilts, and nobody was able to poke those stilts and see it collapse. And now it's collapsing. Just watch how quiet it is. I can't wait till tomorrow morning. I can't wait to see the Sunday shows and see them continue to throw up and vomit upon themselves because they have nothing to say. I don't know if Scott Jennings will be on it, but tomorrow is going to be some of the easiest panel shows ever. So what do you think? Well, Donald Trump see? Until you can pivot, you're lost. If when tomorrow you hear some of these people on television say, well, Donald Trump, sorry, you lost. Because they have nothing to say concretely. You should humble yourself at this point. I was wrong. I can't believe it. You realize how much better a politician some of these people on the left would be if they just took that stance. I was wrong. Yep, you're right. We shouldn't be talking this way. Nope, those guys shouldn't be playing sports with girls. You're right. But they can't. Watch for yourself, and you realize at this point they are spun in a web of their own, and they can't extricate themselves.
Merchant, couldn't sleep this morning and woke up really early thinking about this, about all the firings that are going on in our colleges and campuses over there, classless, almost demonic attacks of Charlie Kirk. And I was thinking about it, and I hope we are not too short-sighted in all this. Those people need to be gone. Absolutely. 100%. And they should have never been fired. But that's my point exactly. Who the heck hired all these dadgum people? That's what we got to look at. That's the problem. The institutional problem that we have in our colleges and universities across this country, that they hired these types of folks. They hire folks that they identify with. That's just human nature. And yet, we continue down this same road every dadgum time, and then we expect different answers. And that's not the solution. We've got to get to the core of this thing. We've got to get to the institutional mindset that's going on in our country right now in these colleges and universities, that we allow this, because all these are just little foot soldiers. They're nothing. They are nothing. It's the people that are in charge that are the real problem that we've got to start looking at. And I think until we do that, we're going to continue down this same road. I think Trump figured that out in his first term. He fired a lot of people, and he should have. It was his right to do it. But as we come to find out, it's not that first level. It's that second, third, primary, secondary, and tertiary level, as they say. So it's a lot deeper. I hope we start paying attention to what's going on a little bit more, a lot more, because firing a few people is not going to solve this problem. It's the people that hired them that are the problem. We keep bringing in, as my daddy used to say in education, they always bring in the same dadgum people who caused the problem to fix the problem. And all they're going to do is cover their ass. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. So let's keep an eye on it. Let's demand more from our public institutions and government and our businesses. Thank y'all for sending me here.
There's your marching orders. These people are indeed the ones who are taking the early shrapnel. They're the easy ones to go away. But when you see American Airlines and you see this and you see that, he's exactly right. That's Tim Burchett, by the way. Who hired them? Who put these people in these positions? Who hired them? Who hired them to go ahead and begin hiring people in those positions? See, that's the person up there. The person up there who hired the director, who hired the manager, those are the people who now need to start feeling it. This is where the next level of our work needs to be. Who hired this person? Like when you see stuff like this. SV sent me this. What is this here? Let me go back up here. I got to go up here and put this up. SV sent me this. Okay, it says a New Jersey surgeon allegedly cheered, and a nurse who spoke out says she's been suspended for her objections. So somebody objected to the people that were cheering, and the nurse got suspended. Lexi Kunzel, a nurse at Edgewood Inglewood Health, filed a lawsuit Friday against the hospital. Dr. Matthew Jung and others claiming she was wrongly fired for calling out the doctor's vile act on her personal Instagram account. She had the audacity to question how Dr. Jung can comply with the Hippocratic Oath while celebrating the murder of a Christian speaker. There you go. Next level up. That's the problem. So everybody who's out there, hitting people up on X, now we need a next division, a next company, a platoon that says, all right, you get this, we'll go for their boss. If you've ever been in a managerial or directorial position, you know you hire people who want to do what you want them to do. Yeah, that's true. But more than likely, it's people you get along with because you want to have the same ideology, you want to be able to do the same things, and blah, blah, blah. And so pretty much if XYZ person is getting canned, then there's somebody above them who put them in that place who feels the exact same way. That's the next step at this point. For instance here, Reserve Major Brian Harlow Bintiff has been suspended by the U.S. Army for celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk, and he also threatened Trump and Stephen Miller. So many radical leftists have exposed themselves this week and been sacked. And see, that statement right there tells you so much. They are exposing themselves because they didn't realize they were exposing themselves. This is what they believe. This is what they think. And they were able to do it with impunity. Nobody bothered them for years. We were the ones who, if we objected to what this person said, we would get canned. Now, again, ever since Wednesday, things have completely changed. They didn't change. They were this crazy before. They just can't do it now, and people are watching it and reporting them, and they're getting shown the door. So it's not really exposing themselves now. They've been this way. Nobody paid attention. When SV and the other mods, Roaring Rage and Severo and Ashley, when she's here, and they're having to bounce out trolls because the trolls think it's cool. We're just going to come in and say this stuff, but that's why they do it anonymously. So they can bounce from channel to channel to channel and say crappy stuff. Because if they showed people who they are, this is going to happen now. So I dare a troll to come into our chat and use your real name. You're badass. Go ahead and do it.
There's a spiritual awakening going on, and it's called a turning point. It's happened before in American history when the society gets sick, and then all of a sudden something happens and you try to cleanse that evil from the country. I love what the media is doing. It's about damn time. And it's not cancel culture. Okay, this is America healing. Cancel culture is when you say something politically incorrect about the WNBA or about COVID, and then you lose your job. When you're celebrating death and fellow Americans getting shot in the head for freedom of speech, you're complicit and you're part of the problem, and you don't belong in civil society. So I'm glad people are losing their jobs for this. Every person that loses their job for celebrating Charlie's assassination is a step in the right direction for this country. There is an assassination cult. We've seen the polling on it. 55% of liberals think it's okay to politically assassinate people.
He didn't make that up. He didn't pull that out of his rear end. 55% of liberals, more than half, believe it's okay and justified to take out a political opponent. Let that sink in. Let that sink in when you're realizing what kind of conflict we're in. That you're talking about people who would be okay if we weren't here. They'd be okay if it was just a world full of liberals running around. In fact, they'd enjoy that. I don't know how they'd enjoy it because they don't enjoy anything. So what we're looking at here is a group of people with severe mental issues. And they've been allowed to walk amongst us. And now it's time for us to come back and start rooting these people out. Showing people who they are, exposing them as any way we can. The history of their ex-posts, the history of what they've said on Facebook. You ever know a woman who's been abused? And when you talk to a woman who's been abused, the question I've had for a few of them is, have you told other women? Oh yeah, okay. See the coconut telegraph that's run underground. Hey, yeah, he'll beat you. He'll do this. That's what needs to happen right now. There needs to be a scarlet letter put on many of these people's necks. I'm not saying to hurt anybody, but let other people know. Oh, yep, you're one of them. You're the zombie, not us. You are the person we need to stay clear of. And please continue to expose yourself so we know who not to hire, who not to work with, who not to do business with. You can go over here in your corner of the world and we'll just watch you to make sure you don't do anything stupid. But other than that, we got nothing to do with you. Don't want to talk to you. You know, that whole thing about reaching across the aisle. You're reaching across the aisle to people who want you not here, 55% of them. So I want to know when I reach across the aisle, are we good to talk? Or you think I should, I got three eyes? Because these people don't want to have anything to do with you. I've said it so many times in my show, people put it back to me. They're never coming back. They are lost forever. I know that's very hard for a lot of Christian people. People can always be saved. Not everyone. Not everyone. Because they have to take it upon themselves to say, yeah, I was wrong. And that's what needs to happen right now very fast by a lot of people. Yeah, I bought into this ideology and I can't believe it and I'm done with it. I was wrong. Let's see what we can do to help America. Don't have to use the words America great, make America. No, I understand it rubs you the wrong way. But shouldn't we all have a common goal here? Left and right. Shouldn't we, if we were truly about the country, shouldn't we both have the commonality there? We want to make America a great country. You don't have to use a slogan, but you do want to make America greater, don't you? And if they say no, well, okay, why not? Well, this and that and the other thing. Can't help you. Don't want to help you.
All right, so you see it bubbling up on the internet, and that's what Stephen King's problem is. He's in a cabin in the woods in Maine by himself behind a screen all day, and then he says something ridiculous and get smacked around because the man hasn't touched another human being in 3 decades. And that's why Charlie was so impressive. He physically went out to the quad and was surrounded by flesh.
So he's the opposite of King.
The exact opposite. He's looking people in the eyeballs. He's not behind a screen. I love what Cox said today. He said, get off the screen and touch the grass. People have to get outside and look at each other as human beings. And I believe we're starting to see that.
I'm going to put an exclamation point on the end of what he just said. I'm going to show you at the end. I'm going to show you at the end why I've been telling you for months now that things were going to be... I had no idea this was going to happen to Charlie, but I knew once the calendar changed to fall, things are going to be a lot different, and there are tons of people out there touching grass. Your life is different in the fall. Their lives stay the same. It's all misery. I'll show that to you before we close today.
Liberals described Charlie Kirk as so wrong. It's so vastly wrong that it's insulting to me now that I know who he actually was. And this last 24 hours, I've had a chance to watch video after video. And he's not, they've lied about him in such severe ways that, like, I thought I knew how dark the left was, right? And then yesterday changed a lot for me. And the time since then has changed a lot for me, to the point where there's not a single ounce of me anymore that can excuse any behavior that is celebrating the death of this great man. Because it's all out there now. Like, you have to actually just be willfully full of demonic hate to...
In case you guys don't know, that's Nicole Shanahan. She was RFK Jr.'s running mate when he was running for president. She was a Democrat. And as you sit back and you watch people like her, who have, she was with Bobby Kennedy and she saw what was going on. And then, the whole time when Trump was courting RFK Jr. to come on, I thought she was going to come into the administration. And then you're like, whoa, these are the Democrats we can reach. These are the Democrats who've been ostracized. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about her. I'm talking about RFK Jr. I'm talking about Elon Musk. I'm talking about Tulsi Gabbard. These are people who, they didn't leave the Democrat Party, as it says. The Democrat Party walked away from them. That's who we need to reach out to, because right now, there are a lot of people in the Democrat Party who thought they were Democrats, and independents are like, oh, wow, yeah, I'm not about this. I know some personally who are saying, I'm not down with this. I love people. I wish we could help people. I don't like, if you want to go ahead and have a baby removal. Yeah, but I'm not about this. These people are nuts. See, right now there's a lot of guilt by association happening on. Are you with them? Nope. Nah. Where's it? Give me one of those red hats, Barry. No, I don't want you to go that far. Don't fake it. Just realize at this point we don't have 3 eyes and tails. We just want what's best for America. And that might be the commonality right there. Do you think we could be a better people? Do you think, raising a family isn't a bad thing? You think being married isn't a bad thing? Think, very simple stuff that you think, they don't believe it. No, you should. I'm women. I'm independent. Hear me roar. And there's nothing wrong with a strong woman. God knows I'm married to one. But something over the last few decades, put them on welfare. Let them know they don't need a man. Let them know they don't need to procreate. Let them know that they should be working 40 hours a week and maybe 50 hours and just keep going on that cycle so that they never do get to enjoy a home life. I mean, I've worked with a lot of executive women, and I've looked at them like, you're successful. You're doing very well. Yeah. How's your home life? I remember asking this one woman, and she was a senior vice president in Clear Channel. She made probably back then she was doing 250 grand a year. She was fantastic. She oversaw like the whole Southeast for marketing and everything else. She was making so much money. She was from Houston. And she would fly a jet home to get a haircut because her hairstylist was in Houston, and then she would fly back. That's how successful this woman was, or that's how successful she thought she was. And I asked her that. Hey, yeah, you gonna settle down and get married and have babies? No, I'm way too busy. And then one day, she quit. Walked away from a very high-paying job at a pretty good company. Just said, I'm done. And we saw her, and it's like, what happened? She goes, I remember when you asked me that question about my home life? She goes, it bothered the hell out of me. And one day I went to an event, I was standing there, and somebody said that to me who we were friends. I wasn't trying to date her. And he had known her from different events. He's like, you're always at these events. Don't you have a home life? And she goes, it struck me when he said that to me. And she goes, I realized I had nobody to go home to. I was successful, had a whole lot of money. I was driving a great car. I could go anywhere on vacation. And I had no one to share it with. And that's how she met her husband. The guy just asked her the question. You want to go out to dinner? We just had a great day. And it struck her. She said it brought her to tears. She didn't show it to him. And she's like, wow, I had no one to share my success with. And you think about it, how many female executives at these companies have been told, this is the route you need to take. You don't need a man. You don't need a family. And then you wake up one day and you're 45. And you're like, oh, shit. What do I do? Well, that's what the Democrats, they breed a certain ideology that doesn't allow for people to take, as Jesse said, touch grass. Get out there and have fun.
Today, cheer for that.
Yeah.
The lies were one thing, but there's a truth being told, and then to still applaud that death in the face of the beautiful truth of who he was. My fiance and I talked yesterday. We were chatting with each other. We were like, this feels like our generation's JFK moment.
Bingo. Absolute bingo. See, the younger generation has never had something they could grab onto. They've had false idols. They've had false moments. That's why they gravitated to George Floyd and BLM. They're looking for something. And those things were empty and hollow and meant nothing. But it was like, hey, let's go out and do this and put on, BLM in my profile, or let me put a Ukraine banner. And it was nothing that really hit them here. Those of us who grew up in the 60s and we saw the war and we saw Vietnam and we saw Nixon and there was then RFK Jr. and then MLK, we lived through it. Even Malcolm X, we lived through one after the other getting taken away. And so we knew what things meant when they wanted to get rid of successful people, when they wanted to get rid of threats, when they wanted to get rid of efficiency, when they wanted to get rid of threats to their power. That deep thing that we talk about so very often, you can sit back and see why they wanted to take certain people out of the equation, because it was a huge threat. And so for them, it's been folklore. Oh yeah, JFK, yes, no big deal. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I'm a millennial. I wasn't even born then. September 11th. Yeah. They haven't had that. And now there's kids across the country who witnessed it twice in a week. Don't forget the thing on the train. They saw two in a week, like we saw two in 1968. See, those of you who are old enough, remember, April 4th, 1968, MLK gets gunned down. And then, a couple months later, I believe it was June, RFK Jr. gets gunned down. And it changed the way a lot of people thought. And so these people, the younger generation, and what was really interesting, I don't know if God works this mysteriously or not, but it was 2 young people who were taken from us. 2 young, unarmed people. 2 young, vulnerable people. Just minding their business. She's riding on a train. And every single person who saw that went, oh my gosh, I've been there. I've done that. I've been looking at my iPhone or my Android, and I've been playing or something. I've had my earphones in. I didn't know somebody was looking at me as prey. I didn't know someone behind me was going to reach around and try to decapitate me. Could that have happened to me? Yep. How? How is that possible? And start thinking, and it gets them to think. And literally, just a couple days later, boom. And I'm telling you, it's going to keep growing, because once you've seen that video, many of you have seen it, it didn't go away. Like, wait a second, I was just talking to this guy. I was at this event, and then he was gone. Wasn't a fight, wasn't any thing where he was squaring off. He was sitting in a chair with a microphone talking, and boom. And so put yourself in these kids' place, where they've witnessed now something that many of us haven't witnessed in a long time. And they haven't witnessed it ever, and they've seen 2 in a week. If that doesn't make you pick up a Bible and go, something's wrong. This ain't right. I need to look over here. And that's where you come in, because they don't know. The news isn't telling them. The politicians on the left aren't telling them. It's like, they won't even talk about it. Media? Nope, we can't talk about it. And now they've seen it. They can't look away. That's not AI. This guy just decided to almost take this woman's head off on a train. And this guy's talking to some college kids on a great sunny day, and boom! It's like, wait a second, something is really, really wrong here. So yes, it is like their JFK moment, which is funny hearing them say that, because they have no idea what that meant to America back then. See, they can compare it, and even Nicole Shanahan, she's bright and everything, but you weren't there. You're way too young. You weren't around in 1960s. You have no idea what it meant to see John saluting his father's casket. You had no idea. To them, it's a history book moment. And now, when they say it's like our JFK moment, you don't know. You're feeling something that you can't explain, which is why you have to get involved.
Because you're not going to find a character who conducted himself the way Charlie did, in the most effective way he did it, right? He was not a Trump sycophant. He was not a sycophant to any particular thing. He was not owned by any party. He was an individual who...
It's unconscionable. I mean, what transpired, and very personal. I've known Charlie for approaching a decade now, and he was a good man, highly principled, and he was a champion for debate and dialogue and free speech, the cornerstone of democracy. And he was silenced for being so persuasive, ultimately. And I think he represents the kind of politics we should aspire to, where you're not afraid of people who disagree with you. In fact, you welcome them into conversation and debate. And you're not afraid to have your opinions changed when a better argument is put to you.
See, that's a problem. She's so correct there. Is in order for us to, quote, reach across the aisle, there's a qualifier that has to take place, and she just explained it. You have to be willing to debate. Having your own opinion is one thing. Telling me mine doesn't count, that's not going to work. Being able to tell me what you think fine good and fine bad, and being able to have the discourse, that's the only way this changes with them. Otherwise, it gets changed without them. And I don't think at this point these people want to understand the other side. And because they're leaderless and nobody's out there, I mean, you would think right now, we know Gavin Newsom wants to run for president. Man, you got your opportunity sitting right there for you. I hate to be giving him advice, but your entire side of the aisle is completely screwed. They're walking around like chickens with their heads cut off. They don't have any idea what to say. They're all saying the same crazy, nutty stuff instead of accepting the world changed a couple of days ago. The world. Not America, not Republicans, not Democrats. The entire world changed. And so you guys have either got to change with it or you're going to be dinosaurs. And we all know what happened to the dinosaurs.
We stop talking to one another, it all breaks down. And once we're afraid of somebody's ability to speak, and Charlie was one of the best. I mean, his tongue, his brain, that was his sword. So it's heartbreaking, and obviously, like the rest of this country, my heart is with his beloved wife Erica. He loved her so much, and his beautiful children. So.
With a left call.
If I told you, and I drilled it into your head, that your next door neighbor was an existential threat to your family, that your next door neighbor was such a kook that you can't trust him. He wants to end everything you believe. You know, in fact, he may be a Nazi. He might be a fascist. Well, the first thing I would ask a person who would say that is, what's a Nazi? What's a Nazi? I'm thinking of Inglourious Bastards. That's why I keep saying Nazi. Can you explain to me, what is that? What's a fascist? You see, you bandy about that word so often. What does it mean? And they can't. A threat to democracy. What does that mean? Existential threat. Is he going to turn into a comet and blow up the planet? What do you mean? Explain all three of those things. They got nothing. But at the same token, if you believed your next door neighbor was all of those things, you would be prepared just in case, you'd be watching every movement. You'd be watching what's going on, because in case you had to strike. And then if you've been told it for such a time you were this big and all your friends said it, well, then you might strike out. You're not going to wait. It's a threat. And so they've done this for so many years at this point. How do you change that ideology? How do you stop these nuts that we've seen on X? How do you stop them? How do you stop the TikTokers and just say, okay, it was a political ploy. We can stop this now. Nope, you can't do it. You've brainwashed an entire generation of kids and other people. Well, it's not racist anyway. There's no going backwards. They are stuck in this time warp, Rocky Horror style. They're never going to get out of it because they can't. So it's going to take someone new. There is going to be a Democrat somewhere who has not shown themselves yet. It's not going to be Hillary, not going to be Newsom, it's not going to be anybody they think right now. There's going to be somebody who steps up and says, this is wrong. And I believe here's how we make the way forward. And it's going to be catastrophic for their party, and it's going to hurt us as well, because you've read the stories, you know what's coming. There's going to be the charismatic person. I think a lot of people thought it was Obama. Nah, he fizzled. Now somebody else is going to take that mantle up.
People, enemies of the Republic, calls them fascists, says they're Nazis, says they're evil, says they have to be removed, and then prints their addresses. What do you think they're trying to do? They are trying to inspire someone to murder them. That is their objective. That is their intent. And when you see online, Sean, as we've seen for the last few days, tape after tape after tape of federal workers, bureaucrats, staffers in the Pentagon, educators, professors, healthcare workers, nurses, celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. These are radicalized people. There is a domestic terrorism movement in this country. And let me tell you something I've not shared with anybody, but the last message that Charlie Kirk gave to me before he joined his Creator in heaven was he said that we have to dismantle and take on the radical left organizations in this country that are fomenting violence. That was the last message that he sent me before that assassin stole him from all of us. And we are going to do that under President Trump's leadership. I don't care how. It could be a RICO charge, a conspiracy charge, conspiracy against the United States, insurrection, but we are going to do what it takes to dismantle the organizations and the entities that are fomenting riots, that are doxing, that are trying to inspire terrorism, and that are committing acts of wanton violence. It has to stop. And my message is to all of the domestic terrorists in this country spreading this evil hate: you want us to live in fear? We will not live in fear, but you will live in exile.
He said a whole lot in that. But the takeaway from that, as far as I saw, was be ready. See, everybody saw President Trump, go on 9/11. He looked very somber. And then he did the Fox News interview, and he looked completely different. And then this weekend, he's resting for him, and he's playing golf at his club, probably watching some football. But he's probably not alone. I'm thinking next week is going to be one giant storm of a week. More than likely, Charlie's funeral is going to be next week. We already know that the Turning Point event is next week, and that's not even including what Trump is going to do. This next week is going to be pivotal. Next week, we are going to see he's going into Memphis. There's so many things happening. And of course, there'll be more Supreme Court decisions. The winning will continue, and the losing and emotional breakdown will continue on the left. Because next week is all upbeat. Yes, I'm one of those weird people. Color me weird. I am one of those people who I believe funerals are good things. See, when somebody passes, that's when, the tears are in the morning. When you have a funeral, the way I look at it is, I'm basically helping this person, and I'm saying goodbye as they're going up. That's a good thing. It was a bad thing what happened to them, but now they're leaving us and going, as everybody says, to a better place. But I wonder how many people dwell on that. Think about that and say, why am I at a funeral crying? In fact, Robin will tell you, and there's a little secret, I don't go to funerals. I don't go to funerals, probably haven't been to funerals, I can't even remember the last one. Because the body, I don't want to get too deep here. The body is the body. I already know where the person is. I talk to the person, what is this? Why are we walking around doing this? Just so you have a place to cry? No, it's a celebratory act. They're up there. We're the ones who are still down here. We're the ones who say we hope to see you again. No, we will see you again. And so I look at funerals differently, and that's why I'm saying next week is a good thing, because, and especially, not especially, but in addition, politically, because the focus, again, we've had 1 week of no Democrat voice. Nothing. Next week is another week of no Democrat voice. So that's what I'm anxious to see on the news shows tomorrow is like, what do you do in the interim? You've got one day tomorrow. Better make it count. Better make it count with a good message. Otherwise, you're going to get steamrolled because of what's happening next week. We got another firing. Hold on. Oh no, that's someone they want to be fired. See, I don't want to put those up, SV. I want the heads. I want the heads. Oh man. This is pretty interesting. He just came in. Elon Musk offers financial support to Conor McGregor for his campaign to become president of Ireland. That would be awesome. Conor McGregor is president. That would be very cool. SV has also sent me some information on the girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever friend of the person, and I can't put it up because these people might get ticked off. Yeah, you know how they be, right? Man, unbelievable. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's so wild what's happening, and I think at this point, you guys, how can I say this? I hope you see specifically how this is happening. Watch tomorrow what happens. Don't go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere yet. I'm trying to get this together so I can talk to you guys about our other sponsor real quick. And here we go. Okay. A lot of you guys have obviously been asking me more and more. I keep getting emails about this $300 watch. It's so expensive. I never want to, basically put something out that too many people can't afford, but some people have liked it because, this entire campaign with this watch, isn't just, for people who are MAGA or enthusiasts or can't afford it. It's a timepiece. It doesn't just tell time, it tells a story as well. The Trump wristwatch, why do I always have a problem saying that? With the black steel band and bold, solid red face, it's sharp, it's strong, and it stands out. But more than that, every time you check the time, it's a little reminder that truth still matters in a world where everyone's trying to spin you. This watch is like carrying a compass, a moral compass, if you will, that points you back to what's real and what's important. Hey, and you can be honest here, it looks really good. It honestly goes with everything. Dress it up or keep it casual. For some, it's a daily piece you'll wear proudly. For others, perhaps it's something you'll hold on to as a collector's item. Reminder of this moment in time, and what a time to be alive. Either way, it's not just a watch, it's a statement of what you believe in. It's the kind of thing you'll be glad when you get it and someone asks you, where were you when all of this was happening? You are right here, right now, which is a song I'm going to play on the next Rumble Jump Over. Right here, right now. You can just point to your white wrist and say, I was right here, keeping track of everything going on. So yeah, it tells time, but it also tells a story, one that represents the truth. And these days, that feels even more valuable. Get yours today at themagaoffers.com/BarryWatch, or click the link in the description below, and you'll get a nice discount just for being a part of the Fanfare family who get this offer. So just go to right there, MAGAoffers.com/BarryWatch. All right, let me continue with. I got two more pieces. And as you look at this piece, I want you to really understand where we are at this point. Listen to this. I think this is the woman first. Listen to this woman, and this is your prize. This is what you get. Let me just make sure that she's up next. No, okay. Before she goes. All right, you just heard Steve. I'll come back to that. You just heard Stephen Miller, and he's talking about going after these people. I want you to hear the somber words here of Donald Trump Jr.
What's next? Because there's a lot of talk about is now a moment to reach out, have a kumbaya moment with the other side, lower the temperature. Is now a moment to step over the other side and forge forward without them? Just what you say, we're winning. Just complete the victory without them.
Megan. I'd love to do the former, but who is better at that or kinder in doing that than Charlie Kirk? and they killed him. I don't think it's possible. Again, you see it, the amount of normal people who aren't even political, who have they've hit a breaking point. They're not having these conversations on Twitter, I'm sure. They are sick of this crap.
So there is no meeting. I wanted to take this comment here, because this is the kind of comment, well, I just don't touch them. What do you say about the book Alex Jones said came out on Amazon a day before Charlie's death? Listen to what you just asked there. What do you say about the book that somebody else said came out before this? Again, I don't want to, I'm not somebody who gets involved in a lot of conjecture. I'm not one of those people. This is not going to be one of those channels that talks about abstract things and then tries to build some sort of, I don't know, conspiracy around it. I know a lot of people say, well, Barry, you talk sometimes about the Q stuff. That's kind of conspiratorial. Well, I've got certain things that tie into that. So if Alex Jones said it, then ask him. I'm not going to comment or form any opinion because I don't care. And I don't mean that in any sort of bad way. It's because I'm focused on winning. Maybe it's my athletic background. Maybe it's about playing football for so long. But when I'm on the field, which I feel I am right now, when I'm on the field, I want to execute the game plan that is going to help me win. I can't wonder at this point while I'm on the field, why did the groundskeeper make the water muddy? I mean, make the field muddy instead of, letting it dry out. Were they trying to slow us down? Were they trying to see if we'd slip or fall? I can't think about that right now. I'm in the game. And so all of the peripheral stuff, I personally feel that a lot of the peripheral stuff that people say is to get your head out of the game. This next woman who I was telling you about earlier, when you hear what she has to say, that's what I want to talk to. This is the gay woman I showed you yesterday who's saying, I'm curious and I need someone to speak to. I feel alone. She doesn't care right now who wrote the damn book or when the book came out. These are real people who need your help. There is nothing you can do with the information about some book or timing of it or a headline. None of that matters right now. You're not going to solve anything. But focusing, if you're in the game, on people who do need your help. I need your help. Erica Kirk needs your help. And their help that you need and help you can provide is talk to people like the video I showed you yesterday. Or talk to people like the video you're about to see right now. That's what you can do. And I think a lot of the peripheral stuff is meant to keep you on the fringe. I'm trying to get you on the damn field. I can't worry if the guy who gave me the laces for my shoes also happens to be the groundskeeper who made it too wet. I can't worry about that right now. I'm playing. My hand's in the dirt. My chin strap is locked in. And so I'm saying to you, yeah, there's all kinds of rumors and innuendos. I don't even care at this point whether or not his girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it was, because I'm not in law enforcement. There is no satisfaction I would get from finding out he was one of them. No satisfaction. My satisfaction is talking to people who want to talk and interact and want to get better. And so I'm seeing these kind of videos right here, and she says something which, if you listen, you'll realize your focus and energy is better on this.
I've never ever opened the Bible before. In fact, I know nothing about Christianity or Jesus. But yesterday, after witnessing the assassination of Charlie Kirk on the internet And it just being so normal to people, like watching this man get shot in the neck and everybody being so desensitized and just going on with life like it was normal. Something was calling me to my husband's Bible. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law, my husband.
Wait.
Have been.
Something was calling me to this Bible. I had never picked up a Bible before. I kept walking past it, and now something's calling me to the Bible. She's looking for reason. She's looking for understanding. And the last thing I'd want to tell this girl is, by the way, I understand. Did you know their book came out last week and it came out before Charlie? Because that would be telling her, I'm not listening to what you need. I want to listen. I want to listen to what she says. Cheek piercing and all. Someone who's never ever, picked up the Bible. Now something was calling her. I think a lot more people need that calling.
Trying to bring me to Christianity. Since I met them, they're not like overbearing. They don't force it on me, but they talk about it. And they respect that, I don't know how I feel. But for the very first time yesterday, I grabbed the Bible. I don't know what I'm looking for in the Bible. I don't know why I felt like I needed to grab the Bible. But I grabbed my husband's Bible. And the page that I opened up to was the verse, John 8:32. And it said, then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And I feel like that changed me so much, because up until yesterday, I leaned both ways politically. I am pro-life, but I also believe women should have autonomy over their bodies. I don't care if...
Why is there music playing? I'm calling. You're gonna call BS because there's music playing? Have you never edited a video? Have you never understood people put music on videos to heighten attention? And then do you realize that these videos are all over the place and other people put the music to them because they see somebody talking? And just because there's music, and this is a perfect example. You just did what I was talking about. You're wondering why the grass is wet instead of looking at your opponent. Why the hell does it matter if there's music playing? Wow, people.
Someone is gay, but I don't want sexuality pushed on my children in school. I believe in the Second Amendment, but it also makes me sad that bad guys have guns too. I've never voted before, but after yesterday, I know where I stand. I will never cast a blue vote. I am convinced that the Democratic Party is ran by the devil himself. And I know I'll get hate for saying this, and I don't care. But I feel like Charlie Kirk's death, woke me up spiritually, and now I can't unsee the truth.
That's going to be lots and lots of people. You can choose to be mad because there's music. I don't get it. Or you can say to yourself, here's a woman who for the first time decided to pick up a Bible because, quote, she's looking for answers. I can't unsee what I just saw. I'm pretty sure on November 22nd, 1963, a lot of people said the same thing. They watched his brains get blown out of a car, watched his wife trying to scoop it up, and they're like, I can't unsee it. If what would have happened on July 13th happened, you would have been in the same situation. I can't unsee July 13th, and he survived. Many of you were watching with me like, whoa, what the hell just happened? Well, you know what? I don't think we maybe the sound was too big on. What? You can't unsee it. Every single one of you who were here on July 13th, you remember, wow, yeah, I remember exactly how I felt. And so this young woman watches Charlie get blowed up, and she's like, I can't unsee it. I need help. And somebody's worried about music. You missed the plot, bro. Or man. People need you. They need you right now. Be there for them. Music doesn't serve her message, what is powerfully said. Maybe she's a content creator and she put the music under herself. Oh my God, I can't believe she put music on it. Where can I find that video of the girl with the music? It's not too late for people to open their minds. I had eyes might close at one point too. Many. Yep, Gary said I was here with you, Barry, when that happened. Yeah. To be honest, that was pretty interesting. To be honest, I didn't even hear the music. I was just listening to the girl's spiritual awakening. I can't believe somebody would want to miss that. Who's this? SV's telling me put up the Bible link. It is working now. So if you'd like to request a free Bible, hold on, let me get that thing off the screen. If you'd like to request a free Bible, just go to fansfairshop.org/Bible. We are pumping them out at thousands of requests, and we're just getting them out. I appreciate every single one of you who requested one. Even if you were listening to music when you requested the Bible, it's still coming your way. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a good one. That was, oh yeah, you got me on that one, bro. That was Crazy Town. Crazy, absolute Crazy Town. Let me see what I got to show you here. All right, so let me see if this works. This is for, is it going to let me do it this time? Yes, it's telling me go ahead and read this. So I shall read this. Hold on one second. Let me turn this thing on. Where is it? Where is it? Uh-oh. They're going to get mad at me. Hold on. I got to find something here on my computer before I do something bad. Okay. Is this it? I don't know what the hell that is. Never mind. I don't know what went wrong there. But any event, something went really wrong there. So we shall just go ahead and skip that for today. All right. So I have one more piece for you before we end today, and I go watch Notre Dame, and you guys can do whatever you do. But I've told you for months and months and months that things were going to be different once the fall started. And I really do feel that way. And I want you to listen to this. This was on ESPN this morning. I know a lot of people don't like ESPN, but this was at the college game day. Just take a listen to this, because it says so much of what I've been trying to tell you.
Getting a chance to be around this beautiful town for the last 24 hours has made me realize that it's great to be a Tennessee volunteer. But it's not just a great day to be a Tennessee volunteer. It's also a great day to live in the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. And all week, we've seen and heard maybe a lot more than we ever should about what separates us and what makes us different and our differing opinions. But on this beautiful campus, on this glorious Saturday, you'll see 102,000 plus in the 8th largest stadium in the world, from different economic backgrounds, political backgrounds, religious backgrounds, you name it, all coming together for one thing, and that's to kick Georgia's ass. A football locker room is the greatest place on earth. Its stadium is as well. And today we celebrate what makes this country great. And today we celebrate the greatest sport on earth, football. And it's great to be a Tennessee volunteer. And it's great to be on Rocky Top, Reese. I'm a lucky man, as we all are. Shout out to football. Let's do this thing.
Man, it pulls everybody together, doesn't it?
Tries to, at least. And I think that's what we need to remember, especially on weeks like this. It's great to be alive. It's great to be a football fan. And Saturday always delivers this college football season.
Pat McAfee with the crew there at game day. By the way, he was talking about the Georgia-Tennessee game. As of right now, Georgia is up 24-21 with 7 minutes left in the third. And if you happen to be a Clemson fan, oops, Georgia Tech whooped up on you. Actually didn't whoop up on you, but in the last second. But college football is here. And obviously you see my Notre Dame banner. They play at 7:30 tonight. And I just want you guys to realize, like he said, if you've never been to Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, 102,000 people are in that stadium right now. Not a single one of them care about Transformers, care about some of the crazy stuff. They're enjoying life. It is a respite. Tomorrow when Robin and I go down to the Miami Dolphins Stadium and watch the sucky Dolphins play, it is a respite just to get away, to enjoy life, and not to take life for granted. Never think that you're owed another day. And then when you have that thought and say, live life, man, live it. Don't let this stuff get you down. Let it get you fired up. And I'm sorry to some who may feel that Barry loves football too much, but yeah, I do. It made me who I am today. It brought me my wife and my daughter. I mean, this is who I am. And so the struggles I've been through throughout my life, the reason I was able to overcome them is because I always kept, and I was taught to keep focusing on where you need to be. Keep focusing on where you need to get to. Keep focusing on getting better every single day. Erica Kirk, during her speech, said Charlie would come to her every single day and say, what can I do to be a better husband? Just imagine if you did that every single morning. Just walked get your coffee. Honey, what can I do today to be a better husband? First of all, maybe some of your wives would be shocked. Ooh, did he just ask me that? But if you live every day like today is going to be your last, I mean, what was the song? I should play that on Rumble Monday too, from Tim McGraw. Live like you're dying. Ride that bull. Ride that bull named Fu Manchu for 8 seconds. Go skydiving. Rocky Mountain climbing. Do it. Live life. Don't let these people and the actions of this last week pull you away. I hope before that woman on the train had her throat slashed, she had the best day of her life. I hope before that happened, that's what people around her said. Man, she was so happy. We know from what Erica said that Charlie was so happy. That instant that he was taken was the instant when he was supposed to go, was his time, but he didn't waste the days before it. And now it's incumbent upon her not to waste the days after it. And so, no, I don't give a crap about some book and it was written before, and so it doesn't matter. When I click the button and get off of here, after party will run, but while the after party's running, I'll do some work in the background. But as soon as it's done, everything's finished, I cannot wait to go out to dinner with my wife. I can't wait to look in her blue eyes. I can't wait to see the rest of the weekend. Even though the Dolphins suck, I can't wait to go down to the game tomorrow and be around 70,000 people who are nothing. They're thinking about what's going on right there. I wish for you, I pray for you that you have that distraction, a meaningful distraction. And then before you enjoy yourself tomorrow, I hope you either pick up the Bible or go to church. We all have a lot to pray for. Monday is, I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy. So have fun. Have fun. She worked at a pizza place and was living better than she was in Ukraine. She worked hard to be here. She didn't give in to. Yep, she worked in a. Yeah, very well said. Charlie is a legend. Listen to Tom. Yep, I played it last night. Thank you so much, Barry. You are a precious man. Oh, thank you. God bless you and your generosity. Thank you. Well, you guys make it possible too. You help out a lot. They try to silence us all. They will not ever never give in. Nope, never give in. See, the thing with them is they don't want you happy. You know, when I was looking at that video with Pat McAfee, one of the things that you understand, there is a turning point chapter on campus. But hold on, let me just show you this, because this was real important to me. Okay, let me just show this to you. When they film this show, it is usually about, I don't know, 8 o'clock in the morning or so when they do this. And look at all those kids. Those are the same kids who just realized what happened on Wednesday, and they needed a break. And they're having fun. And I looked at that and I went, you know what? You couldn't take it away. And so you took one person away, but you emboldened millions. You took one person away and you made millions of other people going, you know what? Not going to go out like that. Not going to go like after that. Maximus says, my Packers off to a good start. You ain't played anybody yet. But yeah, it was a good game. Wow, Eminem came out with a song for Charlie? I'm going to have to find that. I'm going to have to find that. Sandy says she picked Miami over New England. Thank you for the well wishes. You're right, Barry. We need a turning point for us old farts. Absolutely. What's this? Okay, yeah. Conservatives are now rallying behind the New Jersey nurse who got suspended. I showed you that. Thanks, Barry, for that wonderful reminder. I've been so depressed. No, don't be. Don't be. Tears of joy. Tears of mourning when it happened. Right now, it's like the sun's out. The sun is out. Even if it's raining where you are, the sun is out. There's another day, another day, and we've got to, see, that's how they win. They win by taking us away from moving forward. Just don't let them take that away from you. And I know it's hard, but that's what we got to do. Rihanna wrote a tribute. Get out of here. You people are kidding me. Rihanna, somebody else. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. Okay, SB says, no, Eminem didn't write viral claims circulating on social media. See what I'm saying? You can go crazy listening to and reading stuff until you verify it, because that was the first thing I would have did that. How did my, Beth wanted to know, how did my grandson's game go? I don't talk about like focusing on what's most important. I don't even know if they won or lost, but I do know he was the defensive player of the game, because everybody was changing texts and watching things, and he sent me a link to go watch the game, and he's like, I made 16 tackles and I was defensive player of the game, and I never even asked what the score was. That's pretty wild. Oh my gosh, that's the Eminem featuring Rihanna? No, I wouldn't know that. Charlie would want us to bask in the glory of God. That's how he lived his life, absolutely. All right. Joy cometh in the morning. Tonight, 7 p.m. special of Charlie on Fox. All right. So if that is running, then I'll go ahead and see if I can't download it if it's not copyright protected, and we shall go with it. All right. So let me do super chats if there's anything in here, because I almost would have forgotten, and SB would have hit me up and said, "Where'd you go?" I'm like, "I'm heading to football, bro. Gotta go watch a football game." Let's see here. It's this one. Okay, this one here, and then we go up to here. Oh wow. Okay. And tomorrow, like I said, we're going down to the Dolphins game. It's an early game tomorrow, so I'm not sure what time we'll be back here, but I will get back here and post a show from there. Wow, what's going on up here? Sue P, Barry and Robin, you were so kind to send me a Bible, so please put this towards more for others. Oh, Sue, congratulations. I'm glad you finally got it. Thank you. We will for sure. Thank you very much for that. And Deplorable D, thank you, Barry, for your perfect commentary. Sometimes humorous, but very to the point. I hope this helps with the Bibles. Yes, it will. Thank you very much. Again, if you guys want to sign up for them, go to fanfareshop.org/Bible request. I got to make sure I get that so I can show it to people. Hockey Gramps, please use this towards the purchase of some Bibles. Man, you guys are awesome. Absolutely awesome. Was that Hockey Gramps? Did I just do that one? Yeah, I just did Hockey Gramps. And tomorrow for Bibles. Wow, you guys rock. Absolutely rock. It's a joint clap for that. Thank you. All right, so let's talk about this. Barry, did you see where Charlie Kirk debated? What happened there? Where what was that? Must be AI. No, I didn't. I will see if I can find that. Pete Hegseth is now the director of conflict. Yes, he is, Larry. Nicholas Cervani, love you, Barry. Thank you very much. No more, please. Lindsay Atkinson, God, here I am, beautiful. Okay, I think that's a song. Just another knucklehead. I got a true social hit that said it was his roommate and that he was cooperating with the FBI. That's what I've heard, but I haven't been able to confirm. I wish Cash or Dan would do a press conference. Joan Kaya, we needed a I Am Charlie Kirk t-shirt promote. Let's roll on the back. Interesting. Mark Green, thank you, Barry. I was in a really dark place yesterday, and your show last night snapped me back to what our priorities and goals truly mean. You are helping save America. Wow. Thank you very, very much for that. Wow, I'm touched. Lucy O'Connor, George Soros should have been charged with RICO Act. Man, might be coming. Barry, how about playing Rebel by Extreme on Rumble? It suits my mood since Charlie passed away. Let me go ahead and get that together. Rebel by Extreme. Yeah, Monday's going to be rocking, I can tell you that. Starfleet, Joel 2, Matthew 24, and Revelation 7 give the strongest foundation for a global revival before the end. Karen C4, give no quarter, move forward, your truth is your weapon, God is your commander. Absolutely. Al Phelps, God will see to that person with the grossly evil comment. There's some people out there, boy. G. Fisher, they quite possibly assassinated a future president of the United States. Maybe that was some of it too, because I think he would have been unstoppable. 10 years? Man, he would have been unstoppable. Andrew Hessing, kind of reminds you of JFK Jr. Andrew Hessing, remember, for every name such as Soros, Bill Gates, there are names you don't know. They are the top evil and must go after them too. I completely concur with that. Dara Luisa Segala, I did tag you on photos and videos I took at London rally. Oh, you're in London. Tommy Robinson and people chanting Charlie's name. I had taken a photo of the man. Okay, I will look into notifications for that. Thank you. Chris Parr, my heart goes out to Charlie Kirk and his family. Absolutely. Carl Hassenauer, Kim Clement professed many will fall in the fall is around the corner. This is the beginning of the storm. They truly don't have a clue what they've unleashed. I firmly believe that. I don't think they understand and have wrapped their arms around this yet. Sue, thank you, Barry, Robin, Ashley, and Mods. This show is the highlight of my each and every day. Wow, thank you very much. Kindle, thank you. Grant Marvelly, this show and Fanfare family are awesome. Wow. Oh, by the way, we're going to, hopefully by middle of next week, we're going to announce the fishing trip invitation. So that should be fun, too. See, once it gets cold up north, a lot of people want to come down here. What is all that? Deborah Bradish, thank you. Chapo, Dems have absolutely positively infinitely nothing. David Yeoman, First Amendment free speech. Dale Phillips, if you won't cry for a man who loses his life for the words of faith, then don't cry when you lose your job for it. Yeah, very well said. Yvonne Berger, happy birthday. Oh, by the way, yeah, good. Thank you for reminding me. Today, let's go ahead and embarrass him. It's SV's birthday. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday. Elizabeth Rancor, jobs report is going to take a dive next month. All the people getting fired. Grumpy Knuckles. What a handle. They don't understand they have ushered in their purge, FAFO, infiltration, not invasion. An unfortunate event has exposed the sleepers, no quarter. I agree. Starfleet, thank you, brother. What is occurring now could rival the Great Awakening. Historical revivals in the 18th and 19th centuries, especially in America, marked by widespread preaching, mass conversions, and renewed zeal for scriptures and beliefs and holiness. Wow. Very well said. Cuban American girl. Charlie's birthday is on 10/14. Let's all wear red in his honor. Wow, I didn't know that. Okay. Tania, Barry told my husband I'm going to wear a Charlie t-shirt. He said, you better learn how to use a pew-pew. If I Can Dream, Elvis Presley. Good song. If I Can Dream. Very good song. I have an old Molly Hatchet song about the Peacemakers. I want to play that too. D Blank, I had to unfollow my daughter and granddaughter for attacking me for mourning Charlie's death online. As a mother and a Christian, this is heartbreaking. We are at the moment where families divide. Wow. Pray for you. Prayers for you, Deb. Wow. Rudd, Charlie's event was a kickoff event for 2026. This tells everything we need to know. Absolutely. Paul Thompson, Barry, I believe Charlie would have been presidential age for 2028. I don't think he would have run now. I think at 31, 32, he would have been 33. I think he would have waited one more term. Berkey, thank you. But I don't think he would have ran for president. I think he would have run for something else first. Thank you, Fanfare crew, for making the news so enjoyable to watch. I used to loathe turning on the MSM. Wait till tomorrow. I'm sure you'll loathe him again. Seeing Charlie's relentless and fearless spirit was so inspiring. He's truly an American hero. Indeed. R. Heath, please look into the death of the beautiful young black girl thrown over a bridge. What? What? No, I didn't hear about that. Oh, my goodness. A lot of people don't know that Charlie helped Pike 224 cabin. No? Wow. Wow. Crazy stuff. Alexander the Great. We are all created in the image of God. Act like it. God bless you reading this. All glory to God. To you as well. Knucklehead, for FYI, I saw the watch on other websites. When you have is much better deal. About 200 less. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I told him I don't like, that would have been crazy. Virginia Lem, my mom grabbed her arm when she was dying of leukemia and said, Virginia, this body is only the vessel or carrier of the person and soul. Don't grieve for me. I will always be with you. Wow. Very well said. Very nice. Very nice. Your mom was wise. Anthony Stylianakis. When Trump talked about winning, he did not expect the Charlie Kirk effect. The Charlie Kirk has become a booster towards our mission. Indeed. Gen V. Coming in late, Barry, please help. I'm getting bombarded by articles from the gray zone about Charlie hating DT and vice versa. In regard, oh, you. Oh no, don't go there. Candace Owens, no. No. Well, I think that rumor could be spelled by the fact of or Erica Kirk, what she said today and what Donald Trump said yesterday. And that's it. Kalina M, spiritual context. Charlie's last name, Kirk, means church. Orem, the city he was in, means serpent. The church was attacked by the serpent. Wow. Wow. Well said. Jen V, thank you, SV. I am blocking, but now family is blasting me with the saying while I am still in crisis, hurting for what happened to Charlie. Family hurts sometimes. And Supi, oh yeah, we said that earlier about the Bible, but thank you again. Juan Serta, we should ask, what can I do to be a better American? Maybe then our country gets better for all. Yeah, they don't want to know that. I've said many times, I hear what John F. Kennedy said, ask not what you can do for your country, but rather what you could, ask not what your country can do for you, but rather what you can do for your country would never have gotten him elected in this Democrat Party. Where'd that go? Shmi, I thought I saw Shmi. Oh yeah, Shmi Munger. You can be pro-American or a leftist. You can't be both. I agree with that. Brad Crane, don't go quietly into that good night. Yep, Glenn Beck said that. Rage. Everyone is Charlie. Hey, Neil. Be soldiers with faith in God and our country. God bless Trump. Great live cast. Thank you. Thank you very much, Neil. Leon Combs, thank you. Debbie Dubois, thank you. Nancy Lessie, thank you. My husband and I are from Georgia, but we're in Indianapolis to go to the Broncos versus Colts game tomorrow. Thanks for this great channel. We enjoy you. Have fun. The Colts whooped up on us down here in Miami last weekend. I mean, actually, the game was in Indianapolis, but they beat up on the Miami Dolphins. Gene Horton, thank you, Barry, Robin, Ashley, and all your wonderful mods. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you. And God bless Erica Kirk and her family. Agreed. Sharon, Barry, my husband and I went to the Dolphins game every season. I lost him 4 years ago. Enjoy your beautiful Sunday with your wife. God bless. Have fun. Yes, thank you. It should be a lot of fun. Either way, I'm going to have fun. And lastly, listen to Tom McDonald's song for Charlie. It's awesome. Yes, I played it yesterday or 2 days ago. I can't remember which one I played it. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Not sure what time, but I'll be here probably, I don't know, probably, might be a nighttime show. We'll see. Might be a nighttime show from Studio C. See, I'm putting 3 studios. This one will be Studio B, Studio A, and then Studio C. You might see that tomorrow night. You got to test it out anyway. All right, talk to you guys soon.
Confronting.